Long before Bitcoin, there was a dot-com company called eGold that was started in 1996, an entire 13 years before Bitcoin was released. And the idea was simple: take on central banks head first by creating an encrypted anonymous digital currency that was based on a fixed supply of $71 million worth of gold, where users could make instant transfers of value to other eGold accounts in transactions as small as 1/10,000
Is that how
of a gram
Bitcoin
of gold.
works?
80p 444.
That way, you couldn't just print more money unlike the US dollar. The money could be divided down way smaller than the US dollar, and the system was somewhat decentralized, having servers in Iceland, Dubai, and all over the world. In other words, eGold was the precursor to Bitcoin, and it took off. By the year 2000, eGold went hyperbolic. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal at the time, meets the founders of eGold on a beach in Angola, and their eyes were set on revolution.
And we're beginning the revolution against central banks on the beach in Anguilla. We're going to make PayPal interoperable with eGold, and we're going to blow up all the central banks starting right now.
By 2004, there were over 1 million eGold accounts, making it the first digital currency ever to gain widespread adoption. At its peak in 2006, eGold was processing more than $2 billion worth of transactions.
You know what's crazy to think about? I remember back in the day, niggas was throwing Bitcoin around like it was nothing. Like, I remember, like, if you played video games back in the day, you could get Bitcoin. Like, you could trade, I forget how it was, but like, they used to be able to purchase shit in certain games with Bitcoin. And you could have your account be Bitcoin, bruh. Bro, that shit was crazy. Think about it, nigga. Niggas could have had it back. Imagine just, think about this, right? Imagine you just found an account that you had back in the day with 100 Bitcoin on it. 100. Not 1,000, not 10,000, 100. You know how much you would be worth? You just click on it and you be like, listen, nigga.
With just $71 million of eGold in circulation.
Nigga,
but there was a problem. eGold was a corporation formed on the Caribbean island of Nevis, one of the world's most secretive tax havens nonetheless. But their corporate officers weren't anonymous, they were based in South Florida. Shortly after Peter Thiel met the founders on that fateful day on a beach in Angola, fraud floods the system. Criminals were using eGold to accept payment from their victims to fuel their scams and Ponzi schemes. Hackers were compromising eGold accounts, and when the victims went to the government to complain, the net bureaucrats didn't understand the difference between eGold the company and the actual criminals. To them, eGold and the criminals were one and the same, and eGold became the scapegoat.
3 months later, there was sort of a lot of fraud. We disconnected eGold. They sued me for libel. It's all sort of an adversarial relationship. We settled. You never negotiate with terrorists except in every specific instance. We gave them some money, made them go away. That was 2002.
Terrorists?
Fast forward to 2007, and the US Treasury, in conjunction with the Department of Justice, indicts eGold for money laundering and illegal money transmitting under everyone's favorite act, the Patriot Act. A year later, eGold pled guilty to all charges.
But fast forward to 2008, and the people sort of got arrested, and I think they didn't go to jail, but they agreed to just not do this anymore, to shut down the company and go away.
The government had just successfully shut down the first real threat to their monopoly on money, and eGold was no more. Just 5 short months later, as the world was melting down,
the economy was formally and officially declared in recession.
As people were questioning the very structure of the financial system,
I don't think anyone really expected a bank as big as Freeman to, be in a position that it's in now.
A little old white paper was released. The title, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The author, it wasn't a company incorporated in some secrecy haven this time. No, the author chose to be anonymous, going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. And Peter Thiel's theory?
It was that Satoshi was on that beach in Anguilla, and he saw eGold, and Bitcoin was the answer to eGold, and Satoshi learned that you had to be anonymous, and you had to not have even a corporate form was too governmentally linked and gave the government too many hooks, and so you had to have an algorithm that was not a corporation, and you had to have.
That Satoshi nigga was listen, bro. I'm telling you, it's certain niggas in this life that were just like, they were sitting there and they saw where niggas saw a problem, he saw a solution. You feel me? Niggas see a problem, they think, oh, we can't do this. Government gonna trip off it. He was like, not if you do it right. The cup is always half full, my nigga, not half empty. Y'all got it's not the way things are, it's the way you look at them.
A person who's completely unknown And it's even the same. It's a computer word and a money word.
Where niggas saw taxes and niggas saw bag. What?
Gold. But that's what I think.
The thing is, this is just one theory on the identity of Satoshi. And 13 years later, it seems like we're nowhere closer to answering this question. Who created Bitcoin?
Newsweek reports that he is a
Wait,
master.
So they really have no idea who made Bitcoin, and it's worth so much? I know that nigga just somewhere chilling.
Mind behind Bitcoin.
This is the enduring mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto.
The enduring mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto.
And if you want a free $15, seriously, a free $15.
Nah, no free ads.
Suspect 1, the government.
In 1996, over a decade before the existence of Bitcoin, the NSA published a paper titled How to Make a Mint, the Cryptography of Anonymous Electronic Cash. In it, NSA researchers outlined a system very much like Bitcoin, where financial transactions are secured via cryptography and made possible via a decentralized network. That way, your digital money could have privacy, protection against double spending, and protection against denial of service, eerily similar to a blockchain. 13 years later, the Bitcoin white paper was released, and the cryptographic algorithm Bitcoin uses to secure its transactions, the SHA-256 algorithm. And the creator of that algorithm? None other than the NSA. Think about it. As the government, wouldn't it be nice if you had a clean, perfect, immutable database that displayed everyone's transactions on a public ledger while giving everyone the illusion of privacy? If you had such a tool, as long as you can connect a wallet address to a person, which is not that hard to do, evading taxes would be a thing of the past. Laundering money would be a thing of the past.
What does that mean?
As the ruling class, you could get a perfect bird's eye view of where money is flowing through the entire economy. In fact, this tool would be a dream come true for agencies like the FBI. And that's exactly what Bitcoin has turned out to be.
What people need to recognize is that Bitcoin is the greatest thing to happen to the FBI. Quite literally the best form of ransom payment for federal agents.
After all, this wouldn't be the first time the government invented such a powerful technology. The internet came from the ARPANET project, which was directly funded by the government. The technology behind the Tor network for the dark web.
So the government saw niggas doing it and was like, nah, we can't let niggas have this. We need this. Bro, it is saying that. Listen, man, the government was like, oh, nah, let's find them. And then saw it and was like, oh, yeah, we'll just put it under some alias and do it ourselves. And if niggas is spending money through Bitcoin, we know exactly where it's going and coming from at all times. It's different with paper, you feel me? Paper, you know what I mean? You can't track paper, you feel me? Real cash, but you can track electronic shit. It's gotta go, the data's stored somewhere.
Called onion routing, was developed in the mid-1990s by the US Naval Research Laboratory. So the chances of the creator of Bitcoin being the US government itself is definitely above zero. But there are a few holes in this theory.
Okay.
For a project of this scale, it would be very difficult to keep it completely under wraps. Eventually, someone would have probably let it slip.
Okay.
But then again, there have been plenty of government projects successfully kept under wraps for years or even decades before the truth came out.
Area 51 has been at the center of some of this country's most closely guarded secrets, but only now has the government officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 in Nevada.
For a government project, the government seems to be resisting it pretty hard, even suggesting we create a central bank digital currency to combat the new competition of crypto.
I don't think that Bitcoin, I've said this before, is widely used as...
Area 51 has nothing in it? How do you know? I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if Area 51 is like, just, it's not really it's just like a place that they have so that way niggas think it's there. But it's really somewhere else. Like, you think the fucking US government would let everybody know where they're keeping their tip-top secrets? Like, come on, nigga.
It's a transaction mechanism.
Yeah,
it's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions.
They say the temptation to print money is the greatest temptation in the whole world. And it's a temptation that the US government has
They got that shit guarded? Obviously. Anybody gonna believe something's there if nobody's protecting it? Yeah. Oh yeah, all that shit's there. Why is nobody guarding it? Fuck. You gotta have people to guard it. You gotta make it look like it's worth something.
Full control over right now. You can't print more bitcoins. The supply is fixed, so I don't see the government releasing a technology that would take that power away anytime soon.
Suspect 2 Dorian Nakamoto.
Just a few months after the Bitcoin white paper was published, the first Bitcoins to ever exist were mined by Satoshi himself. Just a few days later, the first Bitcoin transaction took place on January 11, 2009, and then Satoshi started mining a lot of Bitcoins. During this period, Satoshi would occasionally post on a forum called bitcointalk.org to communicate with the community. He ended up with over 1.1 million Bitcoins in more than 145 wallets. In July 2010, that was worth around $99,000. Today, it's worth around $50 billion depending.
Bro, listen, man. Oh my god, niggas was sitting at a computer like this.
On where the
niggas was like mining Bitcoin. Oh, I hit 100,000. All right, cool. You spend like 8 hours mining because nobody else is doing it, so you just sitting there mining Bitcoin, bro. Oh my fucking god.
Prices, making him the 29th richest person alive today, right below people like the Koch family and Jeff Bezos' ex-wife Mackenzie Scott. But
damn.
Right below people like the Koch family and Jeff Bezos' ex-wife
damn. Mackenzie Scott, she a billionaire just because of dick she was sucking.
Mackenzie Scott. But Satoshi never stuck around. On December 12, 2010, he posted a message about adding denial of service controls to Bitcoin. He logged on again on December 13th, probably to read the replies to his post, then he logged off. And just like that, he was never heard from again. But then 2014 rolls around, and the magazine Newsweek publishes a high-profile article titled "The Face Behind Bitcoin," claiming to have identified who Satoshi was once and for all. And just like that, the world was introduced to Dorian Nakamoto, a Japanese-American man living in California whose birth name was Satoshi Nakamoto. What was interesting was that aside from his birth name, he seemed like a prime suspect. He was trained as a physicist at Cal Poly, he worked as a systems engineer on classified defense projects, and he worked as a computer engineer for tech and financial companies. He was laid off twice in the early 90s, which led him to becoming a libertarian, encouraging his daughter to start her own business, quote, "not under the government's thumb," end quote. And to top it all off, when asked about Bitcoin during a brief in-person interview with the journalist behind the article, Nakamoto had apparently let it slip that he was indeed the inventor of Bitcoin, saying that, quote, "I am no longer involved in that and I cannot discuss it. It's been turned over to other people, they were in charge of it now. I no longer have any connection," end quote. And just like that, Nakamoto's life was turned upside down. Reporters would camp near his house, they would chase him by car, and Nakamoto proceeded to deny all claims that he was the inventor of Bitcoin, even hosting a Reddit AMA to discuss it. He said he thought the reporter was referring to another project he worked on with one of his previous jobs. Later that same day, the real Satoshi Nakamoto logged on for the first time in 5 years to post this message, quote, "I am not Dorian Nakamoto," end quote. The case seemed to be solved. Dorian Nakamoto was not the inventor of Bitcoin after all. But then 6 months after that message, the same account that posted that said that the account had been hacked. Was the denial fake? Did the inventor of Bitcoin really use his own birth name? Or was the story about to get a lot crazier?
It's his daughter! She didn't have daddy name. She saw what her daddy had to go through. What's it called?
3 Hal Finney.
Plot twist. Nigga said take her ass to jail. Why?
Meet Hal Finney. Hal Finney was a game developer for some classic games from the late 70s to early 80s. Then his career took a suspicious turn when he became a cryptographer for the PGP Corporation, a company that sold a cryptographic software called Pretty Good Privacy. PGP was used for signing, encrypting, and decrypting texts, emails, files, and more to make emails more secure. He held a successful competition to break the encryption Netscape used. In 2004, he created the first reusable proof-of-work system long before Bitcoin, so needless to say, Hal Finney was a cryptographic expert, even aligning himself with the cypherpunk movement, an online community of people who advocate for strong cryptography and privacy tech for social and political reasons. He once said, quote, "The computer can be used as a tool to liberate and protect people rather than to control them," end quote.
Facts.
And by the time Bitcoin
A man and the people, not above but equal, for the greater good, he walks amongst the evil.
was up and running,
brother.
Hal Finney receives the first ever Bitcoin transaction. If he wasn't the creator of Bitcoin, I think it's safe to assume that he was probably in contact with whoever it was. But perhaps the strangest coincidence? Hal Finney's address. He lived just a few blocks away from Dorian Nakamoto for 10 years. Later,
Oh, now them niggas is in the lab cooking. What? Them niggas in the kitchen cooking up Bitcoin like it was crack.
during the same year Bitcoin launched,
You
Hal
had niggas in their basement. Hey, not it be the rich niggas though.
Finney's life takes a
It be
tragic
the
turn.
rich niggas.
He gets diagnosed with ALS,
It be
and
the
by
rich
2013,
niggas.
he becomes essentially paralyzed. An extortionist demands an extortion fee of 1,000 bitcoins and ends up swatting Finney's home. By August 2014, Hal Finney passes away from
Rest in peace.
complications of ALS, taking any connection he had with Satoshi to the grave. His body was cryopreserved, literally frozen and stored to be hopefully reanimated in the future at the Alcor Life Extension Foundation in Arizona. If he's ever successfully brought back to life, maybe we'll find out the truth.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Chat, if you were dying, would you let them freeze your body? What do you have to lose? You're dying anyways. Might as well freeze my body, nigga. I'm gonna die anyways. Maybe when I come back in the future. No. Why? You're gonna die anyways. What do you give a fuck what they do with your body for? If I got the money and I'm dying anyways, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, freeze me, nigga. Maybe I'll wake up and it might be some tough shit, or we might be at war with some aliens, or I might never wake up. Fuck, not like you was gonna wake up anyways. You feel me? Dying anyways. You crazy, bro? You're dying anyways. What do you have to lose? What if they put you in a museum? Then niggas gonna see me and my dick. Like, what? What, bro? Why y'all so worried about what happens after you die? It can't affect you. Why do you care? I ain't never seen no after you dead. I don't know. What if they put me in a museum? Okay, what you gonna cry about it when you dead, nigga? Like, what if they use your body for some weird shit? Bro, you're dead. What does it matter? I'm not saying they should, but like, why do you care? Once you're dead, you're dead. What, like, who gives a fuck what they did to your body? It's not gonna matter. You short bitch, what's wrong with you? What do you mean? What if it causes the world to end? It affects your family, dumbass? Okay. I was speaking from the point of view that you just like, what? Wait. Hold on. You short bitch, bro. Jim, who's that? Simple in his feelings. He been acting different. Selfish motherfucker. How am I selfish? It's my body. And nigga, bro, I ain't never seen no shit like that, bro. The principle, I mean, I guess the principle, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get the people who are alive, right? Care, cool. But why do you, like, you specifically, why would you give a fuck? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you specifically. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what? I'm not saying people should do weird shit to people's bodies afterwards, but I'm saying why the person, like, if you're dead, right? What is it gonna matter to you specifically if you're already dead? I don't get it. Like, it's weird, and then that's your choice, bro. Isn't it weird if motherfuckers touch your body? I mean, if that's your choice, then by all means, cool. I just don't see what the big trip about it. I'm not saying people should do that shit, right? That's weird. That's a dead body. That's kind of awkward. But I'm saying, what is like the big, like, bro, you're already dead. I don't get it. where and how I rest. Okay, that's your choice. I'm just saying. I asked the question and I said, chat, if you had the opportunity, would you? Yes or no? And a lot of niggas said no. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Is that you okay with a white man using your dead body for whatever they please? Sickening the will.
How? Wait. I never said that. How is that what you got from it? See? Y'all putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that. Like, what? Huh? Nigga, we answered? Okay, cool. Congratulations. He put BDO in. I know he's trolling, but still, like, the internet's the only place where you get in trouble for something you didn't say. I said, hey, man, what are you tripping off if you're dead? Who cares? Nigga said, so you're saying you let the white man touch you? What? Internet social warriors. Didn't the Amazing World of Gumball do an episode on this shit?
Suspect 4 Adam back.
Cause you are? Well, Sasha, if I am, what are you gonna do about it? Continue to cry in chat? Like, I promise you, I really don't give a fuck. So we could just move on, man. I'm just saying, like, it's not that deep. You see, I be trying to, like, ease niggas in. Nah, I just gotta be a dickhead. I don't care. Like, fuck up. Oh my god. Ooh. TK said this. Like, bro, okay. What you gonna do?
Yes.
Click out the stream? Okay. Like. Bro, like, bro, I swear y'all niggas so funny.
And then
I'd buy it. See, now niggas is getting weird with it. Sasha, you gonna
who's
take
now the
that?
CEO
What
of
they gonna
Blockstream,
do?
a company that makes infrastructure tech that expands the capability of Bitcoin.
Him.
Like,
Lamar, you need to cancel your drug addiction. Put the lean and the perks down. How about that? You're inciting violence because you're a grunt again.
allowing you to connect to Bitcoin without an internet connection. But before all of this, back when the Bitcoin white paper was first released, Adam Black was one of the references made in the white paper. Not only did Adam Black have the expertise and the motivation to make something like Bitcoin, but the circumstantial evidence fits. Adam had been interested in creating something like Bitcoin since 1998. In fact, he had over 700 published posts on the Cypherpunk forum. And yet, when the Bitcoin white paper was released, he showed absolutely no interest.
Reese, appreciate it 11 months. Kai, appreciate it, gift this up.
Satoshi,
Auntie, appreciate it 2 months.
He was an inventor.
Yo, appreciate 150 bits yonder.
And Adam Black submitted several patents a year until 2005, when he suddenly stopped. Between 2007 and 2011, he also didn't write any academic papers, compared to before. Could all of this have happened because he was too busy working on Bitcoin? And
nigga said buying dead bodies to fuck it is insane. How did we get to this point?
TK just started watching you heavy recently and thanks for the fun streams.
Fuck with you. Appreciate 100 bits. 150 bits. Yo, like, bro, this is what I be talking about. You niggas are sick. Y'all take something and run with it. All I was talking about was, listen, if you died, would you yes or no freeze your body? So that way, I'm talking about people who are sick though. You feel me? I'm not talking about of old age. I'm talking about people who are dying of like a terminal disease. You're dying anyways. If you have the funds, why not freeze yourself and see if you in the future could survive type shit. Nigga said no, okay, cool. It's your choice. Like,
then there's Satoshi's actual writing. Satoshi used British English and double space after periods. Who else does the exact same thing? Adam Black, who is originally from London. So Adam Black basically disappears from social media when Satoshi shows up and doesn't come back until Satoshi goes dark. And suddenly, after years of not showing any interest in Bitcoin, Adam joins the Bitcoin community with his first ever post on April 18, 2013. Except instead of acting like the newbie he was supposed to be, he immediately starts telling people what to do. And that's not all. Both Satoshi and Adam's early websites look almost identical, and they were both proficient in C++ coding. Just like everyone else on the list, Adam Black strongly denied that he was Satoshi Nakamoto.
Waste of money? Ain't a waste of money if you got it. What do you give a fuck? What, you gonna take the money with you?
Yo.
Man. Nah, look, appreciate 11 months, bro. Y'all niggas is hilarious, bro. Waste of money, okay? My fault. You'll save it when you come back. My niggas.
In 2015, both Gizmodo and Wired published articles naming a new guy as the creator of Bitcoin. an Australian computer scientist by the name of Craig Stephen Wright. Wired wrote that Craig Wright had either created Bitcoin or was a good enough scammer to make people believe that he did. That same day, Gizmodo published a story claiming that Craig and another man named David Kleeman, who died in 2013, were behind the creation of Bitcoin. The world went nuts, especially when Craig Wright first denied it and then backtracked that claim and admitted he was really Satoshi later. These claims were supported by two Bitcoin heavyweights, John Matonis, the ex-director of the Bitcoin Foundation, and Gavin Andreessen, another Bitcoin developer. Obviously, people wanted proof, and all Craig had to do was move some coins from one of Satoshi's wallets to another, but he didn't. Then people started wondering, if Craig openly admitted he was Satoshi and he wasn't trying to hide it anymore, why didn't he prove it by signing with one of Satoshi's keys? As the years went by, people started getting more and more skeptical. Then things got weird. The Gizmodo article named two people as the creator of Bitcoin, Craig Wright and David Kleeman, who again died in 2013. Well, the brother of David Kleeman recently sued Craig for his brother's share of the 50 billion Bitcoins. The lawsuit goes through. Has Satoshi finally revealed himself? After all, the court case couldn't continue if the judge didn't actually think Craig could pay Kleeman the Bitcoins he apparently owed. But then in May 2020, 145 of the wallet addresses Craig Wright was supposed to control posted this message. Quote, Craig Stephen Wright is a liar and a fraud. He doesn't have the keys used to send this message. We are all Satoshi, end quotes. So it seems like Satoshi is still alive and well, but it definitely wasn't Craig Wright.
Niggas, oh brother, you capping for the clout, my nigga?
Unless it was Craig's decoy to ruin the lawsuit. Whatever it was, by December 6, 2021, Craig Wright wins the lawsuit and does not have to pay David Kleeman's family over $25 billion.
We are all Satoshi.
With no more viable Satoshi suspects, we may have to face the reality that the genius behind Bitcoin may never be unmasked. Before he died, John McAfee said that he was 99% sure who Satoshi was, a group of 11 people who developed Bitcoin over 5 years.
People think that Satoshi designed Bitcoin. Nonsense. It was a team of 11 people over a period of 5 years.
But he refused to make that information public. In McAfee's opinion, Craig Wright was definitely involved, but he wasn't the only one. And McAfee isn't alone. A lot of people agree Bitcoin's code was too complex to be written by one person. Could it be that all 5 suspects that we talked about in this video were part of the 11 that made up Satoshi? Is that why the money hasn't been touched in almost 12 years? Are there failsafes in place to stop anyone from using the Bitcoins unless all 11 members agree? But if that's the case, why were 640 Bitcoins transferred from one of the wallets rumored to be Satoshi's on July 12, 2021? Maybe Peter Thiel was right. Maybe it's better for whoever Satoshi is to stay anonymous, not just for the sake of crypto, but for the sake of their own health.
Why is Satoshi's identity unknown? And it's because, well, if we knew who it was, the government would arrest him and maybe some very, very bad